Hello, my name is Robert, and welcome to the U.S. market analysis for today, the 19th of November. The biggest news today are two different IPOs. One of them is a company named Square. It's the CEO of Square is the same as for Twitter. It's Jack Dorsey, and Square mainly their main sector is to help people with mobile payments, basically. It's a company that's starting sales in US, Canada, and Japan. And what the system basically allows you to do is it allows you to use a debit or credit card with your iOS smartphone or your Android smartphone or tablet. So a couple of the new features of the device basically is that recently they've improved security, so that card info is not actually stored on each device, and I believe is actually stored at a central location, so that people can't have access to all of the card information and stuff that they swipe individually. Each device is $99 and then $29 for the reader, and then each person that has the reader is charged 2.75% per transaction. So today the IPO is coming out at $9, which is surprising because it was previously priced between the range of $11 to $13. So there's a little bit of difference between that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the IPO today. The second IPO is from the company Match.com. So they mostly deal with online social networks for dating and that sort of thing. So the Match.com is the parent company of the well-known Tinder and OkCupid. And so yeah, today they're having an IPO as well. It's going to be a little bit more expensive per share than the other one, than Square company. It's going to be $12 per share, and altogether that's going to raise about $400 million for the company. So those will be two interesting IPOs to watch today, and we'll see what happens. On a different note, yesterday's Consumer Price Index report suggested that there was a 0.2% increase in inflation in the United States. So yeah, this implies that the U.S. Federal Reserve is likely to raise interest rates in December, I believe on the 16th. It's kind of the general consensus among investors and economics professionals. So we'll see what happens in December. We'll see how the markets react to that. On a different note, in addition to that, oil prices are on the rise in anticipation of a decline in the U.S. inventory levels. And also, Target, whose main competition is Walmart and TJ Maxx and companies like that, have recently changed their business model. So basically one of the couple of the changes that they made is to sell. They're changing some of the products that they sell to make them more locally relevant. So I think that some of the food products probably that they're selling are going to be more locally grown, and so they're trying to follow along the trend for organic and healthier, well-known products. In addition to that, they also changed their style of ordering online. So if you order online, you basically have the choice to have the product delivered to your house, or to be able to go to one of their many locations and get do the pickup there. So that should be helpful for a lot of the professionals who don't have the time they say they're not sure if they're going to have the time to go pick it up, or if maybe, for example, they work all day in an office and they're worried that they're going to miss the delivery. So then what they can do is they can actually go to the work and pick it up, or they can go to the store and pick it up after their work. So those are a couple of the different things that are happening in the U.S. right now. Let's take more of a look at the rest of finance. So it looks like the world markets today are doing pretty well. Everything is positive except for the BIST 100, which is a Turkish stock. It's Turkish stock market. But other than that, everything looks green today. So it's a healthy day for the markets, and I'm guessing that the U.S. markets will probably do something along those lines. Hopefully. The Euro USD rate raised a little bit, so it looks like the euro is appreciating over the dollar a tiny bit, and bond markets have decreased a little bit so far today. So that is our analysis for the U.S. markets, and I hope that you come back and we can do another interview or another show next week on Monday. So it'll be at the same time, about 9 o'clock Eastern time, New York time. So I look forward to seeing you next week.